minute, stuck behind a milk truck.
No worries. So just to be sure, roll call. NZ.
Sup?
UK.
Here.
Canada.
Here.
Australia.
Yeah, mate, here.
All present. Right, let's keep this brief. As you're all aware, after the asset's successful mission to Singapore in April 2014, New Zealand officials have been in the possession of our Five Eyes advanced APT asset.
That's correct. The asset has been based at Site Black to ensure that he did not escape into the wild.
What of the asset handler? As you are aware, he was our agency's main concern.
We let the asset handler through. He is known to us and considered more of an accidental threat than a true risk to the program.
The handler has been silent on his role. His communications with persons of interest in the United Kingdom and Greater Europe have been maintained but raise no cause for concern.
We don't care about the handler, we care about the asset. As you know, the asset went rogue in Australia in 2013 and caused the leakage of ASIO's brand new facility to the Chinese as well as other classified incidents.
Yes, we're all aware of the strength of our APT asset, which is how we ended up with Trump.
The asset is the one who instigated the discussions that led to Brexit, and you have no idea the headaches it is causing our agency.
I am glad that the only issue caused by the asset visiting Canada was disruption to our NHL hockey teams.
Luckily, no issues have been caused by the asset in New Zealand. All current failures were caused directly by the politicians themselves. This brings me on to why we are here today. What is the plan for the asset and the handler, since New Zealand's allotted time holding the asset is up?
As discussed earlier, it is time to release the asset and handler into the wild. I believe our countries have prepared adequately to protect ourselves from the effects of the asset.
Yes, after the projects performed with our key vendors, we believe we have robust defences against the attacks the asset could attempt.
I would like to state again, for the record, that this is an unwise decision. I feel like this could come back to haunt us.
The risk is understood. It is also documented on the Five Eyes risk register and has executive sign-off.
Yes, of course, the signatures of our agency heads will save us and stop all the bad things.
What is the insertion method for the asset? I realize that we are letting him into the wild, but where will he be deployed?
Well, that depends. UK, Canada, care to explain since this is your idea?
Righto. Please view the attachments for the meeting. As we all know, times have changed. New ways have emerged to get our asset into infrastructure, systems, homes, private entities and governments that will provide a rich feed of high-quality intelligence.
Now, if you could all please open the attached video file, I will show you what we have created.
Good morning, Kiwicon! How's everyone doing today? Everyone have a good night tonight? Well, last night, actually. I had a great night. Anyway, some of you may be expecting Metalstorm this morning, but instead, I've been given the honor of opening Kiwicon Day 2. And I think you'll agree with me, what I'm about to show you will change your perception of information security. You see, I am the CEO of FailCrowd One. This is a new startup that's coming to you today. It is our first public appearance, even though we've been working behind the scenes for many years in many different industries. So could I please have a round of applause, because I'm an egotistical CEO, I want your thanks. And also, for the record, because this is Kiwicon 10, we are also marking this auspicious occasion with the fact that this is the very first 100% vendor presentation in its history. So who am I? I am Fobsky. I'm the FailCrowd One CEO. In some areas, I am called a thought leader. In others, the Dr. Phil of cyber. And once upon a time, the Colonial called me the frickin' Dalai Lama of INSEC, which I consider high praise indeed. And I'm also an O'Reilly published author, because earlier this year, I released a seminal work for project managers. on to today's agenda. Today we'll be discussing what is FailCrowd One, what is our point of differentiation in today's market, a case study 1, which is on government, case study 2, which is on hardware in an emerging market. We will show you a product roadmap, as well as some testimonials, and finally some final words. So what is FailCrowd One? It is the quantum leap in information security. Not an evolution, not a next generation. We are the quantum leap. We appear whenever and wherever we like. We guarantee the insecurity of your company. We don't say we will protect you because, as everyone knows, that is a lie. We will always deliver on our guarantee, regardless of the industry and the timescale. But in order to talk more about our products and our vision, please let me welcome FailCrowd One CTO to the stage.
Hackers, 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 hackers. It's lovely to be here in Sydney this morning. Right, let's talk about some hackers. Traditionally, hackers had long beards, many screens. But today's hacker has a single screen, sits on a beach in Spain. That's the threat we're up against. And have we got a product for you?
Yes, as you can see, times have changed. They get very angry really quickly these days, so in order to stop the anger, we make things easy for them, because the angrier the hacker, the more bigger the damage. So what do? We do not provide vulnerability reports. We do not provide 0 days. That market is already full. We have come up with a new area of expertise, which will provide the world's #1 security metric for discussion in any area of your business. Be it board management, managing vendors, anyone. We provide ITSAS.
ITSAS.
Now, you may be wondering, what is ITSAS? Well, it is I told you so as a service. It is proven to be the global leader in information security metrics. I don't care what your tools say, the ability to go to someone and say, I told you so, gets more stuff done than any risk assessment ever will. It is understood regardless of technical knowledge, and FailCrowd One is the only information security company to provide this metric. So today I'm asking you to let us provide this service to you. So case study 1. It was an engagement with a government department wishing to test vendor quality and to perform security reviews of the architecture for an upcoming large project. The secondary goal of the engagement was to break a vendor monopoly on services to the government in order for them to potentially move towards a new technical stack. The code name we gave it was Always Trust Big Blue. But you may know it as the Australian Bureau of Statistics debacle earlier this year. The outcome of that was increased public knowledge surrounding how security works in some areas, concern about privacy, as well as a review of all governments that that provider had with that entity. Now, a second case study, I will let our CTO talk about.
Right. Now, let's leverage the synergies and get on to talking about the Internet of Things. Let's deploy things everywhere without authentication, without a way of patching them. Right. Example 1. Not feeding your pets. How wrong is that? The furry creatures need to be fed. They need to be looked after. That's just terrible not feeding them. But it gets worse. Let's get 4,000 different devices out there with cryptographic failures. That's just ridiculous. That's millions of devices all over the internet. You've got to make it break to make it better. And then this next one speaks for itself.
Alexa, I need medical assistance immediately.
I added medical assistance immediately to your shopping list.
Oh, fucking hell.
So, I know we're moving along at 100 miles an hour, but we only have 15 minutes. So, for the next piece, I want to talk about our future initiatives. In our 2016-27 product roadmap, our first goal is to ensure WPAD stays in the Microsoft stack, so we can keep referring to Ollie's Kiwicon One presentation. Our second goal is to become a registered SSL certificate issuer, because that's a market of failure which we can really get into. We want endorsement of our ISO standard for IoT device security, because seriously, at least one type of standard is better than no standard. We want to release a revised MDM platform. Unfortunately, it got released a bit too early this year in the latest Samsung release. So we want to work towards making that a global cross-platform product in order that you can self-destruct any phone you want to ensure your data is safe. And get some sweet assessment bucks from Silicon Valley so we can buy and be purchased by CA and retire. And one more thing before we close today. I'd like to welcome Chris from Street Release on stage, please.
Hey guys, I'm Chris from Sweet Release. I've been hired by the Cookie Monster to basically bake you guys lots and lots of cookies. So you get cookies, you get cookies, you get cookies, everyone gets cookies! Cheek under your seats! Cheek under!
Chris, about that. Unfortunately, we were going to put cookies under your seats, but due to contracts which we didn't know existed, we're unfortunately going to have to go outside the venue to this lovely green area, where there will be free cookies for all of you. T's and C's apply, first come, first served, we're not made of money. And we'll be giving cookies out at the first interval. You can meet myself, the CEO, as well as the CTO there if you wish to discuss investment or future opportunities. And finally, one more thing. You've heard from us today a brief overview of our products and services, but
don't take it from us.
But yeah, don't take it from us. Please listen to some of our satisfied customers.
As a modern CISO, I wanted the best for my company, my team, and of course my budget. FailCrowd One provided me with the capabilities that enabled my teams to engage with the digital disruptors inside of my organization in a positive and proactive manner. Yet I had the assurance of a pocket full of I told you so's to cover myself with when my company's Internet of Things device was discovered to be vulnerable to all manner of basic security attacks. Thanks FailCrowd One for an increased budget, a house in the Bahamas, and an upcoming appearance on a number of information security podcasts.
As a 40-year veteran in the field of DevOps, as in development and ops, and have seen my fair share of fly-by-night vendors, that is why I can assure you, you can't go wrong with FailCrowd One if you're looking for the next vendor to promise you the world and under-deliver. Thanks, FailCrowd, for helping me spend all of my budget so I could keep it again for the next fiscal year.
Hello, my friends. I'm Professor Hans von Puppet, and in my role as Chancellor of CISSP University, I am privileged to observe our students learn and begin to make an impact in their chosen field of cybersecurity. In my time, I have rarely encountered a talent that has caught my attention so rapidly and thoroughly. From the moment he walked through the door, I knew I was in the presence of a force to be reckoned with. Faley is the grand master of stakeholder engagement. He is the original digital disruptor. He is the DACA Supreme Commander. His recent thesis titled, How Can Roadblocks Exist in Technology When There Are No Roads to be Blocked, is a brilliant piece of research that disassembles the corporate approach toward cyber security. He is the strongest link in the cyber kill chain. That is, if you choose to release him into your business ecosystem. I can also assure you that he knows the difference between an open and closed site, how many rings there are, and the height of perimeter fences to meet international guidelines, as he is a graduate of CISSP University.
So, hello again. So we'll do an actual proper introduction. My mum calls me Sean. Some people know me as Fodsky. I'm a senior security analyst for a global data analytics firm. I do mainly compliancy, project data, sovereignty, all that type of stuff. And I insist on running the Auckland ISIG chapter.
And I'm Fossum. My mum calls me Dean occasionally. I'm Director of Security Advisory at SafeStack. We're recruiting, go see Laura. And I also assist in running the Auckland ISIG chapter. And I'm an ex-QSA, sorry. I'm not sorry to be an ex-QSA.
And final thank yous to the mysterious Five Eye voice actors, the mysterious hacker. Thanks to Steve Lord, our testimonials, and monotonous vendor presentations that we've had to sit through over the years to, help in this creation of this presentation. And finally, we leave you with the Kiwicon crew for putting on the best conference we've ever been to, and also accepting our stupid CFP 3 times now. So thank you for your time again, and we'll see you around.